All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a look at the world of high-stakes trading, but with a bit of a twist. We're going to follow one trader's actual journey, documented step by step, to see exactly how someone goes for the big leagues. So let's just kick things off with a million-dollar question. And I mean that literally. Have you ever wondered how a regular person, gets their hands on $1 million of trading capital? It sounds pretty much impossible, right? Well, it turns out there's a very specific path that's kind of changing the whole game. And that path is exactly what we're exploring today. We're looking at this fascinating case study called Project FX24. And what it does is it documents the entire process. I'm talking from the very first dollar of profit all the way to this huge, ambitious goal of financial freedom. Okay, so the key to this whole thing is something called a proprietary trading firm, or as everyone calls them, a prop firm. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like they're talent scouts, but for traders. They don't care about your fancy degree or your resume. All they care about is, can you trade? If you can pass their test, which they call an evaluation or a challenge, they will fund you with their own capital. It's that simple. So, that brings us to the first stage of this whole quest. Before a single trade is even placed, you've got to set a clear, ambitious goal. And trust me, in this case, the targets were incredibly high. And here they are. The funding target, a massive $1 million in trading capital. But you got to remember, that's just the tool, right? The real goal, the actual end game, is the payout target, $100,000 in cold, hard take-home profit. That's the number that really matters. All right, with the goal set, the first major hurdle pops up. And this is where most aspiring traders just hit a brick wall. It's the prop firm's evaluation. It really is a true gauntlet, designed to see if you actually have what it takes. And here we are at the starting line. On January 20th, 2026, this trader kicks off a $2,500 high-stakes evaluation. The objective is super clear: hit the profit target. But, and this is a big but, you can't break any of the firm's strict risk rules. We're talking things like the maximum daily loss limit. One wrong move, and you're out. So the path forward is actually really structured. It's not just a free-for-all. First, you got to pass the first evaluation. Then you have to pass a second one just to prove you're consistent and it wasn't a fluke. Only then do you get funded. But, and this is key, it doesn't stop there. The real growth, the big money, that happens when you start to scale up your account. Okay, so after navigating that high-pressure gauntlet we talked about, we finally reached the first major milestone: success. This is that moment where the trader officially proves, hey, my strategy actually works under real pressure. Now, this is what I find so cool. Look at this transformation. On the left, the account status is just evaluation. But then, on the right, get this, just 9 days later, you see that beautiful, coveted green label, funded. That right there, that's the win. And boom, here's the official confirmation. January 29th, 2026, evaluation passed. This is a huge step, you guys. The trader isn't in a simulation anymore. They now have access to the firm's actual, real capital to go out and generate real profits. The game has changed. But here's the thing. Getting funded is really just the beginning. It's like beating the first level of a video game. The next objective is to prove you can be consistently profitable, because that's what unlocks the ability to manage even more capital. And that process, it's called scaling. And this right here perfectly shows that scaling process in action. On the left, you see a funded account with a size of $12,000. But after the trader shows consistent performance, the firm rewards them by increasing their capital. And on the right, you can see that account has been scaled up to a brand new size of $15,000. So the big takeaway here is really simple. Consistent success is rewarded. You prove you can handle it, they give you more responsibility, and more importantly, more capital. It's this step-by-step methodical process of growth. And this is exactly how a trader goes from managing a few $1,000s to eventually chasing those million-dollar targets. All right, now we get to the part that everybody really cares about, the money. I mean, generating profit on a screen is great, but how does that turn into actual tangible income you can spend? Let's break down exactly how the payouts work. So this number you're seeing, this is the grand total. It's the total rewards generated so far, across all of the traders' different accounts with this one firm. Think of it as the cumulative result of every single successful trade, all tallied up and just sitting there, ready for withdrawal. And you know what? The whole process kicks off with a simple click.
Just like the prompt on the firm's dashboard says, when you're ready for a payout, you hit the button and it starts this clear 3-step process to get that money out of the trading account and into your actual wallet.
So, step 1 happens right here, on the rewards dashboard. You can see everything: your total earnings, your payout history. See those past withdrawals for $184 and $152? It's all laid out, and this is where you start a new request. Then comes step 2, the execution. And we can actually see it happen. If you look at the trading platform's history log, you see it right there. January 29th, a withdrawal of $288 is processed. That little payout line item is the proof. The money has officially left the trading account.
And finally, step 3, the confirmation. The best part. Just 7 hours later, on the very same day, an email pops up from the crypto exchange Binance confirming a successful deposit of USDT, which is basically just a type of digital dollar. And that's it. The journey is complete, from a number on a screen to real, usable currency in a personal wallet.
So, let's just do a super quick recap of the key milestones we just saw. This trader passed a tough, multi-step evaluation. They became an officially funded trader. They scaled their account up to a larger size. And, the most important part, they successfully withdrew actual profits.
So there you have it. We've just walked through a transparent, fully documented journey of one trader's success. It's pretty clear proof that this process can work. But it leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? We've seen one success story, but what does this journey really look like for the thousands upon thousands of other people attempting the exact same thing?